expect God to be like, get her. And then they do. Like it's not like they show up. They show up pretty big. And so, with that being the case, we had some technical difficulties, and I'm still trying to sort it out. There it is, sort it all out, so we can just get some symmetry happening in the show. We do got some things we want to talk about, share with you this week. Of course, we got to cross a couple T's, dot some I's before we get started. We want to remind you that if you are watching the show, then you must be doing so on one of our social media platforms, whether it is Facebook, social media, on my personal page, or in the blowradio.com group. You may also be on my YouTube channel, which is dope. So, hey, y'all, make sure you say hello so we can speak back out to you. If you're listening to the radio show, then of course, I'm assuming you're listening to blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could be other places, but you opted to hang out with us, and we greatly appreciate that. No sweat, right? So I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. So I'm gonna give a couple people an opportunity to the chance to go on and jump in, and then maybe you can say, okay, we can hear you. We can hear you. It looked like all my audio was moving properly. You want to make sure that we move on. Of course, I got my little brother, Prince Dan, in the building. What's going on, Dan?
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Doing all right. Trying to get our minds around this goodness that's happening this coming week. Every time we get into some things, we try to step up and make sure that we sharing a good word about what's happening. Try to kickstart the week or jumpstart the week for folks that sometimes be struggling. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause every day ain't all gravy all the time for everybody. You get what I'm saying? And hey, Facebook user, thank you for saying that you can hear us. I appreciate that. Everything ain't gravy every day for everybody. And the truth of the matter is, I spend a lot of time trying to convince people like you don't gotta hide that shit from people. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you just walk around in a with a in a gloom. You get what I'm saying? Or walk around feeling sad. And everybody's like, my stuff already sad, and everybody just want to pretend. I'm not a pretender when it comes to stuff like that, and I just don't want that to be the case. However, I do want to show up with a lot of positive energy and a lot of hope in my heart and a lot of encouragement in my words so that sometimes you got to be able to bam, so it might be just that little extra piece of something that somebody says, you know what, I needed to hear that today. I'm all in today. I needed to get some of that good vibe. Shout out to T Arsha. What's good? What's going on? Said
Hey,
good
hey.
afternoon, Just Patrice, Prince Daniel, and the Just Patrice family. Hey now, Grisha. So
The
I know
return is I did
that
not
looks
cancel.
like it's an audio read right there. So, Sarita, what's good? My audio just went out. Audio is out. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a second now, and it should be back now because I see it reading. So, I know it'll take a couple seconds, a little delay. Blah
You
blah
know
blah blah
what?
blah.
I
Let
think
them
it's,
go and do it, huh?
Monday was mad that we was talking about it.
See, oh, okay, I can hear you. Monday got mad.
Monday got mad.
It's okay because Monday is Monday, and I hear that there is a Mercury in retrograde happening.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hopeful that this Mercury retrograde situation will, stay true to how it's been for me. Because usually when folks is in turmoil in the Mercury retrograde situation, I'm not. Like that's when things be kind of smooth for me.
Yo, mine's be it be hit or miss. Like sometimes my retrograde can go great, right?
Okay.
But then sometimes
Hmm.
I'm getting ass punted by the NFL's best kicker.
That's fucked up.
I know it's definitely
Not
fucked
ask
up.
but it though. I don't ever want anybody to ask but you.
Ass punted,
I
just
understand.
wow,
I understand.
the whole boot,
A whole boot.
the whole boot.
Mm. So what
Still
do you, when
toe.
when life is happening like that, what do you do?
Yo, typically when that happens, I like I don't change my routine. I think that's the biggest thing. Being stable through turmoil, right?
Okay.
Um, being persistent and consistent through the bullshit.
Mm. Okay.
I think that keeps you level, or at least that's what I found out for me, keeps me level.
Okay.
Um, and that's just something that I've learned. Like,
So you just keep moving.
just keep moving, keep grinding. Keep doing my positive affirmations. Keep my connection with God and the universe, and
Hmm.
keep it pushing, and just know, like, hey, this is temporary. It's
Okay.
not a permanent situation.
Sarita said, grounding yourself is a good suggestion. Like
Hmm.
that's what I have to do
Yep.
when my stuff gets shifted to the left. I have to literally disconnect from everything and everybody,
Hmm.
and then I have to reground myself.
Oh yeah.
Because when I go awry, and I notice when I go awry, that
Absolutely.
and me and all the things around me go awry, and I understand that there are many things connected to me,
Hmm.
and I also understand that we can make a quick shift for the short term, or I can let this bitch burn down, and then we just gotta start over. And the truth is, I'm not in a position where I want. Excuse me, yeah, my body is wanting some rest.
Hmm.
Not in a position where I want to for things to burn down.
No.
I want for the build to be constant. I want for the build to
Hmm.
be a continuous growth opportunity. It don't always work out like that. So, I understand that I can throw my feet up and be like, F this, F you, F everybody, kick everything, and don't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say nothing matter, I mean not even me. You know what I'm saying? Not me,
Hmm.
not my stuff, whatever. But I'm just in a different phase in my life right now
Hmm.
where I'm grasping that in order for the things around me to be okay, like I gotta be okay. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't be okay. I don't be okay. And it's taken a long time to come from out of this stuff. And we think about way back, like how long of a mess you have to tread through. We talking divorce,
Oof.
death, like literally all the things that could come in, moving, 1, 2, 3 surgeries. We done this literally in the last 5 years.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That we all of these things, so you try to figure out what your next steps are. It's a lot happening. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot for me to process. So I damn sure know it's a lot for somebody else that's
Hmm.
quote unquote trying to love on me, whether it's a friend or family member, whatever. That's a lot too, because they got their own shit too. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But trying to press through that and trying to sort through all of that so that it makes sense. I spend a lot of time grounded.
Oh yeah.
I spend a lot of time grounded.
Well, that's what I mean by keeping my connection to
Hmm.
God, into the universe. I think a lot of people like they don't spend that time with themselves. Sometimes just getting used to your own thoughts and getting used to you plays a big, huge part in that.
Right.
Right? We have to be cool with us, and I think a lot of times we're not cool with ourselves. Sometimes I think we dislike ourselves more than we dislike other people.
Okay.
Sometimes the things that we say to ourselves are way worse than the things
Okay.
we'll say to other people, right?
Oh, without question. Without
You know,
question.
and part of that grounding is your positive affirmations, the things you start to say to yourself when those negative thoughts creep in your head. Let them know and letting yourself know that it's just a thought.
Right.
That's not really what it is. That's your lower self trying to make you trying to take you down, to take your lower self. You know, that's the enemy, whatever you want to call it, whatever the negative force is you believe in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is, right? And it's all the things that have been told to you in your childhood and your adulthood when you were a teenager and everything, you know,
Yeah.
and all those things and all the negative experiences that you've experienced, right? They try to creep up right from back here, right? But
Mm-hmm.
once we live in the front up here, you know, where all the happiness and everything goes on, at we we live and we move and we operate much better.
We were at the live remote with Blow over at R&R
Hmm.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yep,
And there's a gentleman there that said he think that happiness is overrated.
that's bullshit.
Okay, when he said, I mean, he entitled to his thought. I didn't agree with it either,
And no one else did.
and I was disappointed at the fact, not in him, just in that been life has treated him the way that it has up until this point, that he didn't have the wherewithal to appreciate.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? The idea of something positive happening in
Yeah,
this life.
that was the craziest
You get what
thing
I'm
I
saying?
ever heard.
Like you can do all the other stuff, and nobody cares if you're happy. Nobody cares if I'm like, no, no. When you're younger, you get what I'm saying, and
Hmm.
you wrapping your mind around the
Yeah.
concept or whatever, you learn that how to prioritize these things.
Hmm.
Because when you're little, all that care on the all anybody ever cares about is whether or not you're happy. You
Yeah,
good, you need
exactly.
it, you hungry, you
Right.
safe, all the things. And then when we get older, then it becomes our responsibility to make sure that we maintain those things for ourselves.
Even in a marriage, I believe that. But it was what I noticed with him,
Hmm.
and since I was on a panel, I couldn't deep dive into it. And I think some other people missed it, that he was using his that acronym. I can't remember what the acronym was.
I do. I understand what you're talking about. I can't
Um,
remember it either, but I know what you're talking
but
about.
he was using that acronym as a fallback for him feeling the way he feels. He was like, I
Well, I
feel this
mean,
way because of this acronym, and I live everything based that I live off on that. And based off that, happiness really isn't that important because everything has to be balanced out. And I was just listening to that dude like, damn, you using that acronym to, you know, self-medicate and adjust so that, you know, you don't feel bad when he
had given
gave
he
up.
had no. I want to just stay right where it's at. You
Okay.
keep focusing on what's happening up here.
So and that was for me. That's the thing that I caught on too quickly. I was like, oh wow, this dude really just gave up. He just gave up. He didn't give up living, but he gave up on the concept of that. Like my happiness matters.
I think somebody along the way he was taught that, and taught the idea of. And Sarita said, "Yeah, that was definitely a yikes moment." Um, it being there and hearing that, and that's why I was like, "Hey, yo, I'm not knocking your process. I'm not discounting your plan. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And how you have a structure in place to maintain. We all have a structure that we may use to maintain, whether or not, you know what I'm saying, we tear up this bitch. You get what I'm saying? We got to have something to set our boundaries and set our guards in place.
Oh,
I
definitely.
listen. I know. We all have them. You get what I mean? It's just I'm like I hate that there was an opportunity for you to be able to discount. Sit down, please. No, sit down, please. Thank you so much. No, thank you. for him to be able to discount that. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then it's like it's complete, and not to focus on just him. I mean, just period in life. And I think that we spend a lot of time like this. Like I said, these last couple of years been crazy. You know what I
And
mean? And the level of, loss, like some of this stuff. And I was just talking to a family friend, a friend that I consider
mm,
family earlier today, and was like, how is it that I turned out to be such a fucked up ass friend? How is it that the moment I decided that I'm my priority, my mental
mhm,
sanity, my physical health, and the things around me that affect my foundation,
mhm.
those have to be first.
That does not make you a fucked up friend.
Well, listen, what I'm saying. So my no is frequent now,
Hmm.
and my inability to do certain things, that like all these things come
Hmm.
into place. And I was like, I'm too outspoken. My voice is not always the sweetest when it comes to
Hmm.
having conversations about what we need to be doing and what needs to
Hmm.
happen. I'm pretty sharp tongued sometimes. You know what I mean? And what that means to some people is that it becomes hurtful. And I respect that.
You
I
know,
respect that.
see, so I'm sorry, but I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ. And the reason why I say that is like just being around you, right? You know, some people don't appreciate frankness because of their own sensitivities, right? Some people don't appreciate other people's boundaries and that they have to love on themselves first before they can even really truly love you,
Okay.
right? And when people are used to dealing audio.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let me say, is the audio out again? Oh my God! Let me just double check this one more time. And I would like to know very much why this goddamn audio keep going out. I know they responded, but Sarita said audio lost audio again. Like that's just happened. Just
Why
happened.
is it
Oh,
every
y'all back now. I don't know
okay?
why it's happening. I don't know what the
I
offset
know,
is,
but
that joint.
y'all just missed some dopeness.
I hope y'all caught some of that anyway. But you understand what I'm saying? Let me just run up here. Sarita, definitely ice moment. Sarita said, here, hold on. You've learned capacity and are focused on boundaries to protect your energy. Listen,
Trying to tell you, a real
lost
friend would
audio, okay.
a real friend would respect that.
But you keep, we're gonna talk about the word real though. Oh, just give me a minute. That Selena says sometimes you have to put yourself first. I understand the sharp tongue, but your own personal well-being has to be a priority. Lost
Hmm.
that. T. Arthur says, and with that type of way of living, I would be concerned that the person may take their own life, because how can they be happy with walking around depressed all day? Exactly.
Exactly.
And why this, which is why I said what I said to him about it.
Hmm.
um Mercury is in micro braids, and that's messing with y'all.
Dude, listen, Monday is Monday in right now.
is it a shortage on the cord? No, our
No, it's
cords
not. The
are not.
cords are
Like
fine.
on here, we can hear everything perfectly clear on this end. Like everything seems to be broadcasting totally clear. It's sometimes
Mhm.
I don't know what happens in the connection that's just happening with y'all. So I hope that what I did manages that.
Yeah, but
Um,
I truly do believe that sometimes even friends got to re-meet you, you know, and then they got to, and then true love accepts you for where you're at, right? And like I got a friend right now, man. Like I ain't talked to this dude in a minute. Then we finally got a chance to kick it, right?
mhm.
And he like, bro, you different, but I like this new you. Like you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like he's actually told me he appreciates the fact that I don't bite my tongue as much as I used to. I don't hold back as much as I used
Push your cord all the way. Thank you. Not like not hold it. Let go. Let go. Turn it back on.
to. Is that
Let this go.
is it crackling?
No, but one of us hands ain't as steady as the other hand is, and so you can hear that.
Oh,
And
that's because I'm moving around. Yeah,
right, that's
let me
cool.
be a little more steady. But the major thing about that was that he actually legitimately was appreciating the fact that he saw that maturity, that growth out of me. Because I won't say I had a tendency to be passive aggressive. I had a tendency to be overly nice and not say when something went wrong or not say how I felt about something. And he was saying like, "No, bro, I love the fact that you stepped out of your shell. I love the fact that you can actually speak how you feel. I love those things about you, bro." And Chase,
He okay.
don't be huffing.
He did. He got an attitude.
A whole attitude.
He'll be fine. Selena said, "I love what he just said. Sometimes friends have to re-meet you." It's very true.
You know what I mean? And he was excited by it. But then now I got a cousin. He
Okay.
can't stand the new me. He can't stand it. You know what I mean? Because I don't bite my tongue for him. I don't bow down second to him. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Um, those things for him, he don't like because he want to keep me boxed into 13-year-old Daniel, 20 year
Understood.
old Daniel.
Understood.
And it's hard for him to accept, right? And that's cool. If it's hard for you to accept, bro, fine. That's all right. I still love you, but I can love you from over there.
I don't know. I think I get that. I just as the person that I am personally, I when I love you, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like I love you. And I
Mm-hmm.
love you and all the weird shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just as that. And though I know that everybody ain't me, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't like my weird shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people wish my weird shit would be different so it could fit better today weird shit. That part I don't care about. What I
Yeah.
care about is the duality of respect
Yeah.
and allowing if I allow you to be all of your fucked up in this, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a requirement of our relationship.
Yeah.
That you allow me to just be who I am. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like that and you don't want to be the friend with that person, that's fine. You don't have to stay here because
Exactly.
I love you enough that if you need to leave,
You can go.
please do. Don't stay here. Don't drag me. Don't talk shit about me. Don't talk shit about me to the friend to talk to the friend to talk to the friend that you think I'm not going to hear. Don't do that. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do that. I'm going to love you still and do so. But
Regardless.
so leave in peace though. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We leave with the peace that you made the best decision for you.
And me.
No, no, no. Because in the space of reverse, it's I you are not required to take care of me. You understand what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you leave within leave with the peace that you've made the best decision.
Oh
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you didn't and your exit was harmful to me, the resolve ain't gonna be as sweet as you think it is on the way back.
It's not.
You get what I'm
There's
saying?
no spinning the block over here.
It's and I don't feel like that's a good thing. I feel like when you make your decisions, make them based in love. Because when you transition away from people, as
Mhm.
people grow up, people grow apart. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less or that you love me any less. It just means we transition to a different space,
Exactly.
that our lives don't move the same way.
They just
You know what I'm saying? Don't move in sync as you would hope or I would have hoped, whatever the case may be. But I
exactly.
also understand very, very much so that when you make decisions, you should probably do these kinds of decisions in love.
Yeah. Oh,
And
hell yeah.
but a lot of people do it out of anger. Just like when they break up in their relationships, they be pissed off. So they go off and then they say and do all the things, and you gotta retract.
Man,
Or you
listen.
do to say the things and then you gotta make amend for it. And I'm like, don't do that.
Hmm.
Because I'm going to believe that everything that you fucking said, you fucking meant.
So when I say don't, I say there's no spinning the block over here, right?
Mhm.
That goes for friendships, that goes for relationships, all that. And the reason why I feel that way is because if you did it once and there was no apology, there was no nothing, and you stood on that and you said some messed up stuff and did some messed up stuff, you'll do it again.
Okay.
You'll do it again. You know what I mean?
I definitely understand, but I also believe that people change.
People
So
do
so just
change.
hear me out.
No, wait, hold on, hold
So I
on,
believe
hold
that
on.
I just believe that people change.
Let me finish my thought real quick, and then
Okay.
because people do change,
Hmm.
right? But at the same time, right? Um, sometimes people want to operate with you the way they operate with you because because it makes them feel good.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin. I want to believe dude change. It'll be good for a while. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months.
Hmm.
Hit that 12th or 13th month. There go that old nigga. Mm-hmm.
So
Right?
again, so I believe that people switch habits, and I believe that people make effort, but I also believe that some people legitimately change themselves, and I have to believe that. Otherwise, I believe that I'm incapable of change.
No, I'm saying, but after that first time you let them back in,
Hmm.
how many more times do they gotta bite you
No,
before
no,
you
no,
be
no,
like,
no.
oh,
I'm not saying that we have to connect again or
okay,
that we have to build again, but because I believe that people change, I believe the possibility
mm-hmm,
exists that that's a thing for you, and that you may be making all the efforts to become
mm-hmm.
or something or grow into something. I can't if I discredit that, then I have to discredit the fact that I'm changing,
Well,
that
no,
I've
I'm
grown,
not saying that
that
people
I'm
can't
something
change.
different. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but I'm not saying acceptance of a repeat behavior. You don't have to do that.
mm-hmm.
You don't have to say, okay, that's enough times. I don't want to be subject to that. I'm glad that you changed it. I hope that you don't do that to other people. I'm just not going to give you the opportunity to do it to me anymore.
That's all I'm saying.
And I get that. So I'm
That's
not
all I'm saying.
discrediting what you're saying
Yeah,
and the fact that I just want to acknowledge the fact that
mm-hmm.
people do things that they didn't mean to do, and we don't know their traumas, we don't know what their history says. We just also have to be willing to say accept, I hear what you're saying, I see where
Mm-hmm.
you are, and it doesn't always have to be with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I hope that you've learned whatever lesson you need to learn so that going forward it don't be with anybody, that you can get that stuff together and cut it out.
get it together and get it right.
All right,
Hold
Sarita
on.
said, definitely Jay-Z public a service announcement. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Energy. It can be hard for others to see you evolve because they aren't able to do that. So as they've limited themselves in the area of their life, now they're triggered. That's very true. It's
But
very true.
real.
Was you just shot fired?
But
You so crazy. So with all of that being said, like I over these years, I've grown, you get what I'm saying? And over these years, I've struggled through a lot.
mm-hmm,
Like I deal with depression every day.
mm-hmm,
But I deal with it every day. You get what I'm saying? I deny myself suicide every day. And people like, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" Look, I don't do it every day, but every day I think about it. I'm working on whatever meds or whatever to try to smooth all it out. I keep all that patient every day. I work on not cussing people out when they do ridiculous shit or things that I think is ridiculous. I work on breathing through thought processes so that I'm compassionate and understanding to people.
mm-hmm.
I'm also in a position now where I have to say, stop setting boundaries for me. to live in. You don't get to set my boundaries. You don't get to set the construct of the life that you see me living in so fabulously. Trees, trees is this and trees is that, and all these things. You don't get to set those parameters for my life.
Mhm.
And then when I move outside of that, you be fucking devastated.
Yo, so that be the craziest thing, right? People either want to watch you live in the old you, or live in the mental construct that they've built for themselves of you.
Of you, which is crazy.
And that is the most wild thing. Like nigga, you been the same nigga since we been 23, but I've changed, and you still want me to be that same nigga we was when we was 23.
Right. No.
How the fuck does that matter?
How does that look?
Like, nigga.
But people don't give them, don't, again, people don't, when that's why I say I have to believe that people change. I have to acknowledge the fact that people change, because people think it applies to everybody but them. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, I changed. I'm not the person that I was, but I'm also not giving you the room or the credit to be something or someone different. And that's bullshit.
That's hella
You know what I'm
bullshit.
saying? Like all day. Like if I believe and I know that I'm not the same person I was however many years ago. You know what I mean? I know that I'm not. I know that the way that I think, how I move, that the way that I had the way I have conversations, why I have conversations, when I don't, all of these things have changed. You get what I'm saying?
Re-meet me.
And the loss of, we talking about death, when the deaths that have hit me in this past few years, not to say that my deaths are more important than anybody else's or less effective. That's you need to grab it. You need to do that.
I don't know who number that is.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
If it's important, they'll leave a voicemail.
Exactly.
I have to check my voicemail.
Do you? I don't.
I do.
I do when I have to. But you know what I'm saying? Like, to give people the opportunity to be themselves and not just within the confines that you've created, because that's that bullshit. And seriously, coming from Patrice the performer, okay, Patrice the singer, the poet, Patrice the whomever artist, whatever the case may be, to Patrice the business owner, Patrice the radio personality, all these things.
What about just Patrice the human?
We ain't even made them. It's a lot of people don't even know that chick.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people that don't know her. Like, they know Patrice Downey, who is my singer professional name, whatever. Patrice Green, Patrice Walker. They know all of these other people, but no one knows me. Like, not no one. There are a few people who know me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that don't, and a lot of people want to know why they don't know me, why I don't share those parts of me. And I was telling a friend of mine this other day, a lot of people don't know me and don't know those parts of me. They know some of it because some spaces are made available, but the majority, like the root parts of that, they just never made a safe space for me to be that.
And that's the thing, right? So people will box you in and then be like, well, you don't open yourself up to me. What the fuck are you box me in?
And what type of opening exactly are you looking for? Is what I be on. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I'm not trying to be funny.
What are you trying to take advantage of?
What are you trying to? What do you need?
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you want something.
But you know, see,
or you need something.
But do they? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just need comfort. And I'm using this as an example so we can talk about all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There are parts of me that people just will never learn about. And not because I don't think that everybody is privy to all the great things of Patrice or whatever. It's because those parts of me are still healing.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're still healing. And to re-expose them to people who can't handle all this other basic stuff, it's in my mind setting myself up for motherfucker failure. And I can't.
That's my whole thing. That's why like I have difficulty with like relationships at times, because it's like I love hard as hell. Like I love hard. And if a woman was to take advantage of that, bro, like I don't think I can go through that again. Like spiritually. You know, I think mentally I can handle it, but I think it would probably spiritually break me. Okay. Because like I done sat up there and I done gave myself to a third person. Like, you and this is the thing, I'll say this: women, y'all are built so dope because y'all go through way more heartbreaks than us men do.
Okay.
And men, we ain't as hard as we like to make it seem,
Okay.
because one or two heartbreaks and we fucked up for life. So that's just with me. Like it's like, yo, like I want to love on you, but are you gonna really accept what I gotta give the way I am? Or are you gonna be like, oh, is this a movie ass bullshit you trying to feed me? Or ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like how was you gonna accept that? How are you gonna receive that? How are you going to look at that? Are you gonna be or are you gonna appreciate it to the point to where like you'll be able to like be reciprocal?
Wow. Well, I was just reading this
Or is you
quote
just gonna take advantage of it?
in my series of mindfulness exercises. Like I be on my shit. Um, it says the quote of the week is the most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention.
Mm,
When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers.
check it out. People don't understand, man. Time is gotta be the most precious source and precious act. You know what I'm saying? That you can give to anybody. And people mess with it and they mess over it so much. And to give somebody attention means that you pay attention to them and you listen to them, right? And those are different than looking, hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and being around,
Indeed.
right? Listening means you actively hear what a person's saying, you can digest it and put it into action.
Okay.
Paying attention is the studying of something.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're learning this person,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're being attentive to them to the point to where you're like, okay, like, you know what? I know this person ain't good today. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it hurt right there because I know her knee hurt because the way she walking right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that bitch Susie got on her nerves at work because that bitch Susie's the only bitch that she got an issue with at her job.
could have been Susie.
You know what I'm
Could have
saying?
been Susie.
Right. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Those are the things, right? That when you do those for people, that means a lot more. And that quality time is something that like I just said before, you can't get back. You can't get back. And you don't want to waste it with the wrong person who won't or isn't willing to do those things.
Hmm.
Right. Let's see what Sarita said.
Uh-huh.
You're a healing Prince Daniel. If you haven't yet read All About Love by Bell Hooks. Oh, if you haven't yet read All About Love by Bell Hooks. Thank you. I will definitely take that into consideration and read on that. And I do know I'm in a healing process. I definitely know I'm in a healing process.
I think that most of us are constantly in a cycle of healing. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? I think that the engagement of what that looks like, people can feel how they feel. And I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand that it's some shit I just don't gotta I don't want you to feel like my love was disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? Because I know better. Now, it may not have been what you felt like you needed.
Mm-hmm.
It may not have been, top tier around the globe ass shit, you know what I'm saying? Or the best for everybody, but it was never not genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because how the type of person that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like to pretend to have fake conversations with people.
No.
Like I don't even like to be like I know it's work that I have to do. There's social engagement that I have to be in where I have to speak to people like, hey, how you doing? And I can keep going. But sometimes that even make me lose my breath. I'll be like, oh, I didn't speak to these motherfuckers.
Good old social anxiety coming in there.
Because I don't want to pretend that I like you when I know I don't. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like if that is how you feel, then be that. You get what I'm saying? And don't engage. And just it's okay. People grow apart. You get what I'm saying? The people to say, is something on me?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I was looking at my hand.
I just want to make
I was
something
trying
on
to see
me.
if they wasn't ashy all on camera.
They can't see you because of the light.
Oh yeah. But I'm not ashy anyways. I
You
put
know?
on lotion today.
Do you?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
What kind of lotion?
Eucerin. The only stuff I can really use without that don't break out my skin, to be honest with you.
You extra sensitive skin.
Extra sensitive.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You said, hey
I
Tom.
was born like that.
I was born like that. I woke up like this. Mm-mm. I'm gonna tell you, when I know that I'm in, like, another part of all of this is learning yourself. You get what I'm saying? And during these processes of healing or growth or whatever the case may be, during these processes, I'm hoping that, we're also taking the time to learn ourselves, because it don't matter what other people don't get. Like, I was having a conversation again just recently with a family friend that I consider family, and I was like, how am I working so hard to focus on me,
Mhm.
working so diligently to cross T's and dot I's in these relationships, and making sure that I'm showing up genuinely as I'm able.
Mhm.
Not just because motherfuckers be like, you should be here, you gotta,
Mhm.
but showing up to, this is all I have. You know what I'm saying? And not treat me some kind of way. Like, me not treat me some kind of way.
I think people have to understand sometimes the social battery just ain't that high.
But okay, so you thinking socially. I'm not thinking just social.
No,
When
I'm
I
just
say you gotta, I mean sometimes people need you.
yeah.
You get what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? Like, genuinely need you.
yeah, but even then, so you remember this probably got to be like almost a month and a half ago now.
Okay.
Um, we were talking about cups, and what I have in my cup is for me,
Yes.
right? That's one of those situations.
Speaking of cups, keep
You know what I'm saying? That
yes.
that no, that's literally one of those situations. Like I can only give what I got,
Right.
and if this is all I got, that's all I can give. And if you can't understand that because you can't take my last to me, if I give you my last to me,
Mm.
what I'm gonna have for myself?
Do you know some people don't care?
They don't care.
Like legitimately, all bullshit aside, legitimately, some people just don't care.
And them people that you don't need to be around. I'm just being honest. You don't need to be around people that don't care that that's all you got. You know what I mean? If that is literally they know like, hey, listen, spiritually I just don't got the time for it. Mentally, I just don't got the time for it. Financially, I just don't got the time for it. Time wise, I don't got the time for
You said time wise, I don't got the
it.
time for it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. If they can't accept that, then those are people that are more or less like energy vampires and succubi in your life than anything else because they're not busy pouring into you. They're busy tapping you like you're a goddamn maple tree for syrup.
Not a maple tree.
Yes.
Not a maple tree.
Yes. A maple tree.
I just, and here I am again
Or,
trying to come
or a
up with.
keg over here getting drunk off of you.
I think that in some situations we people are people too. You get what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
when we're thinking about self and being in self preservation
Hmm.
in conversations like this, when it sounds like I just need to look out for me, I need to take care of me, I need to do, like, not saying that these are bad things. I'm
Hmm.
saying, okay, and I need to, and I just need somebody to understand that I need to take care of me. The type of stuff. Okay, when we're saying that to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
But
understand what I'm
it's
saying?
okay though.
Right. So, but we're saying it to people because they're still people. They
Mhm.
still have feelings. They still have to try to make these type of adjustments. They're still also in the same space. Like, I'm trying to take care of me too, but taking care of me means having part of you. You understand what I mean? I know that sounds weird, but
No, I understand, but if having a part of you is how they're taking care of themselves, then that's an issue.
is it?
Yeah. I mean, well, hold on. Let's put this in the context. Depends on which context, right? If you're a boss, right, and you got a business and they're an employee and they need you, that is just what it is. That's the role you signed up for,
Okay.
right? If you're a leader, right, and they need you, right? That it is what it is. That's what they signed. That's what you signed up for.
Okay.
Okay. But those are givens, knowing you knew the circumstances, what they were when you were walking in. right? But outside of like positions of where you're in leadership, because when you're in leadership, you know, you typically fall to the end because you typically serving other people.
I got you. But in friendships and love ships, relationship, is that not the same expectation though?
No,
How is it
and
not?
it shouldn't be. You know, like so. My thing is, if you're in a relationship,
Hey Beatrice, how you doing, baby?
right? So you and your partner, right?
Okay.
And I'm using partner because you never know
I
who's listening.
understand, but that's sufficient.
Okay, so you and your partner, right? You know your partner going through something, you going through something. Both of y'all just drained all the way across the board,
Okay.
right? Now let's say y'all don't live in the same house,
Okay.
right? A text message, a 5 minute phone call can be sufficient, right? As long as there's that open communication, right? Now, where it gets to the point to where it's like, baby, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you, I just need your presence,
Okay.
right? I think the awareness comes in is that where, all right, cool, you need my presence. I might not have a lot to give. So let's give to each other. Let's pour into each other. You know, don't just come take for me. Let's enjoy each other's space. Let's enjoy each other's time. Let's sometimes it don't even have to be conversation. It could just be chilling on the couch watching TV in a very non-sexual way.
Why did you have to say very non-sexual way?
Because, you
She
know,
just assumed that Netflix and chill was gonna pop up in everybody's mind.
dead ass. That's exactly what the hell I thought. You know what I mean?
Understood. Yeah.
Because there's different levels to intimacy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's sexual intimacy, there's time, there's cuddling, there's conversation, there's exercising. There's a lot of different things you can do to be intimate with somebody. You could just be sitting there playing the game, talking, laughing, and shooting and shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just y'all,
Okay.
right? So there's different ways to connect with people. It depends on how you decide to connect. You know what I mean? I do think that in a relationship, you shouldn't forget your partner, right? But now when it comes to a friendship, let me be very accurate with this. When it comes to a friend should understand, like, hey, if I'm going through something, and I tell you as a friend I'm going through something, I'll go get it.
Yeah, I think they left it outside.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan.
Oh no,
I'm sorry. I'm tired of these people.
we getting that now.
I'm like, what did you do? Huh? No, I don't see no photo. I just see that it's. I'm tired of these people. Let's see. People. They don't really know you. Oh, come on, man. Okay. So Dan will be right back. To keep elaborating on some of his thoughts. I think it's important to be able to give, everybody opportunity to express themselves and to deal with some of the things that there did, like Chase. If y'all can see him right now, he is literally hanging over the outside of his back because he wants to jump out so desperately, but he's being obedient in the same breath. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel. I feel like I want to so desperately jump out and be. Thank you. They did. Well, that was so kind. Thank you. Um, to so desperately put you in this space of, well, we don't really know how to make this happen, and we're not really sure about how to make that happen. And I want to appease you, but I want this stuff for me too. How do I draw these boundaries? How do I set these guidelines? Go ahead. You can go ahead and continue your thought there.
Um, I forgot where I was at. I literally forgot what I mean, just like I feel
Sit down.
that you have to honestly, he probably smelled it.
Sit down. Don't look at him. He didn't do it. Keep talking to this.
Yeah, you
You got that. Don't worry about him. You're good. Stay focused. Stay focused.
ooh, man, just watching her be a mama right now is hilarious. Um, but I personally do feel that, it does have to be reciprocal in a relationship. you know, but you have to be understanding and caring. But in a friendship, I think you have to have a broader scope of what that looks like, right? Because you have to understand your friend has a totally separate life from you. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, what is this?
I thought you could eat that and share with me.
That looked I don't even know what it is, but it looked good.
Good. This is my salad, but this is cheeseburger egg rolls.
Ooh,
Okay, so you said as a friend they should be so the relationship dynamic or the friendship dynamic or the professional dynamic. You think that the expectations in those areas should be different?
hell yeah.
How?
Hell yeah. So look, if you're my friend,
Okay.
right? If you're my friend and you're like, man, I want to kick it, but I got a lot going on and I'm working on me and I haven't been loving on myself correctly. You know what I'm saying? And you can express that to your friend. And if your friend get upset about you needing to spend time to yourself, then they're the problem. And I understand they want a piece of you, but a real friend would sit back and understand, like, you know what? My brother, my sister, they've been going through it. And when it's time for them to come back around, they'll be all right. They'll be around. They'll be back around.
Your job is your job to understand that though. Cause shit got to be done. But the same shit got to be done if you're friends, right? Shit got to be done then.
Yeah, shit got well, your job pay you.
Okay. Friendships pay in different capacity though. Just
Yeah,
because it's not money.
but this is what I'm saying,
I'm listening.
right? Friendships can actually and do actually help you, right? Because I think I mentioned this before. You need like 30 hugs a day on average to just make it as a human being. You know what I'm saying? To feel sufficient in the
Well, I
whole.
am lacking.
We all
30?
lacking. Yeah, it was like 30 or 15. It was like 15 or 30. It was like some crazy number. I gotta
Jeez.
relook up the number, but I think like 2 hugs a day, you be all right. 4 hugs a day or 6 hugs a day, you're starting to get there. 8 is like, okay, you're starting to feel whole. I think like 12 or more, you're doing great. You know what I mean? Like you're sufficiently loved because of the human contact. Um, the biggest thing that I want to say though is that your work the relationship you have with your job, right? The one thing I can say that a lot of these places now they do give you time for mental breaks, for mental health breaks. They do acknowledge those, right? There were times when, and I can say the company, even though I no longer work there, CarMax, right? When I was going through it, I'm like, yo, like I know I'm out of this, I know I'm out of that, but I need a mental health day. Cool. All right. I need to recharge myself, right? Um, if a company can understand that, your friend better damn sure understand that. If a company that pays you so that you can pay your bills and buy the shit and live your life can understand that you need mental health days, because mental health has been such a focus over the past 5 to 10 years and how it affects us, right? Your friend should have enough compassion to understand that. If your friend don't got more compassion than a freaking Fortune 100 company in America do, then we got a problem. And it hit different when I explain it like that, don't it?
I understand. I do understand. I just think that a company that values you and wants to utilize your skill set to grow the company has room for leeway. I think that people in personal relationships don't offer the same type of room for leeway because they're people. You know what I'm saying? They because they're people, and the lack of either compassion or understanding, or that's good than a bitch, ain't
I hear you, but motherfucker. Ooh.
it?
I'm sorry.
It took you there real quick. You like, wait a minute.
So since no, I love food.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not the biggest dude in the world because my fucking metabolism is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love food. She was like, this is something I think you would like. And I was like craving egg rolls and burgers. They just brought both of them to me in one.
Mm-hmm.
What's a banging ass dip?
Mm-hmm. Both of them is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We eating cheeseburger egg rolls from Cheesecake Factory
I'm gonna cut
too.
my microphone off and eat another piece.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna go on the top. That's what I'm saying. I just think that, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe I offer that grace already, and now so I make it so that like I walk away from a job in a minute. I'm like, all right, then I can get some money. You just like if I died tomorrow, you gonna place my job up and you're gonna replace me. You know what I'm saying? I think that the impact on people's lives is different than the impact on a Fortune 100, Fortune 500, Fortune whomever 100 company. And because we're people, and the impact that we have on their lives, on someone's life, you get what I'm saying? When we offset that or affect that, jeez, then we subject ourselves to the recourse of what it is as a person. And I know it sounds like I'm making excuses for people
Because you are.
to be that way. You get
You're
what I'm saying? I'm
selfish.
just I'm just trying to look on. I'm giving room for people to be selfish. Exactly. I'm just
And
trying to figure out. Even though I don't operate that way, I'm trying to make it
for
make
the sake
sense in
for
my
the
mind.
for the sake of conversation and for the sake of making it make sense up here, I get it. But no, you shouldn't. People should not have the privilege of being selfish with you outside of your children and your mate,
Explain that,
right?
please. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I honestly believe like your children have the right to be selfish with you because they didn't ask to be here. Right. Now, once they're adults and of a certain age, like, okay, now go ahead, fly bird, right? But when they're young and they need you, and I believe like children need their parents up until about the age of 20 to 25. You know what I mean? After 25, you should hopefully you're trying to become stable and not be too worried about partying. You're still not making that fuzzy son now, is it? Okay. Um, so your children have the right to be, you know, selfish with your time because you brought them here. It's your job to guide them so they can become, you know, good citizens, good people, successful, whatever that success looks like for them, not for you, because that's what we tend to do that as parents. Want them to be want our child to be what we want them to be instead of what they want to be, right? And guide them in that manner. But it's your duty to be there for them. You know what I'm saying?
Um, I do get it. I'm not a parent, so um, and though I've fostered children, I understand the boundaries that come along with that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Um, mm, it's-
Sorry, you feel my love for my babies.
yeah, just you know what I'm saying. It just brought me to another thought,
Mm-hmm.
but I do get that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and where the responsibility changes hands, and at what age that we have to, it's like a change of the guard, as my
Mm-hmm.
brother Drake says all the time. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The children, you have to do that for a certain age till your children become a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then there's an expected change of guard. What does that look like?
Ooh, I, I I will say this: for
Hmm.
every child, depending on how they're raised, it looks a little bit different.
Okay.
For me, it was a little bit later on in life, and pardon me, I say that because I spent the bulk of my life raising my own self. Because my mom had, she has a mental disability.
Okay.
So by the time, what I'm saying, my auntie stepped in, I was already grown.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it took me a little bit longer to fly on my own in a manner that would, that I could be happy with.
Okay.
So there was a lot of that bouncing back and forth between relationship and home and stuff like that. When I was in a relationship, I never came home. But when I was single, it was like bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? And that was That was the epithet for me. My mom was like, okay, you can do this. And my auntie was like, okay, you can do this because when you're in a relationship, nigga, I don't see you. You know what I'm saying? When you're married, I don't see you. When you cage, I don't see you unless you're coming over to bring over the lady and the baby and come and talk to us. But y'all never in here. You know, you didn't do what who ABC did and XYZ did.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got out, you was in a relationship, you was out there. It's when you're on your own. I'm gonna need you to like learn how to hold yourself up when you by yourself because your back is strong for other people, but your back not strong for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when my auntie hit me with that, I was like, I never thought about that.
That's interesting. That's a it's crazy. But I I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like damn, my back was strong for like I could carry the world on this motherfucker. It's small, you know what I'm saying? But it's up there, Atlas. But when it came to me, I sometimes it just felt like shit was just crumbling, and I couldn't hold up a marble on the shoulder.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
With both of my hands.
Facts.
And my auntie was like, "Yo, okay, fly bird." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think she knew it was time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But for some kids that look like 19.
Hmm.
For some kids that look like 25. For some kids that look like 30. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's all dependent on the child because the parents know their children. You know what I'm saying? Um, Parents know their children, and they know what level they need to be at because they spend their whole life studying. You knew this human being before they knew themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like my oldest son, I'm not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing what kind of person he is,
Hmm.
I know he'll be fine.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Okay.
He's 13, but he's a fighter though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's a perseverer, and things don't come to him easily. Like things came to me like this. You know what I mean? But for him, he got to work for it, and it don't get him down. It don't beat him up. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
he's a whole leader behind all of it. I'm like, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna have some rough patches. Definitely have some rough patches. But yeah, but my baby, I just I feel he gonna be wild.
Selena Davis Cook said, I agree to an extent. Personal relationships are totally different from employee relationships. I know my sisters and my family love me, point blank, period. The job, they don't matter. I can be replaced within a few days, but the love from family is forever.
I don't know. Just
You can
because
have
some,
the other half of it. There's
just,
two in there. You can
oh,
have the half one.
okay.
Yeah.
Just because somebody's family doesn't make them family. Just because they blood don't make them family. And I have to find that out the hard way.
Okay.
I have people that are not blood related to me that are more family
Mm.
than my family.
Not the air quotes.
Yeah, the air quotes. I had a whole conversation with a family member about another family member, right? And I was like, "Yo, listen, I love them, and I tell them I love them. I text them at least twice a week to let them know that I love them, but I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to be in their presence. They're not going to be around me until they open up their mouth to apologize for the things they know they did wrong,
Okay.
right?
And
And
you told them that?
yeah, straight up,
Okay.
like I love you, but hey, if you want to be stubborn, I know you're an elder, and it's okay.
Mm.
But even elders can be wrong.
That is true.
And if I was just to sit up here and eat it, that would give you the thought that you can do it again. When, and this is not even me being, cocky or anything. When I was the only family member that was willing to always put their neck out for you. Anytime. It didn't matter if I was living in Iowa, when I stayed out in Georgia, when I lived in Carolina. You called everybody. The moment you called me, I came running. Hopped on planes, hopped on a train or Greyhound or drove. miles, hours, sometimes just a block to be there when everyone else wouldn't be there. I never held it over your head. I never said anything about it. None of that. Because of the role you've played in my life. But because of the role you played in my life does not give you the right to disrespect me and or talk down to me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm like, yeah, I love you, but that is not going. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You can definitely be there, and I still love you. I just don't need to be here to love you no more.
Okay. That's deep. But I respect it. I do respect it. I'm also a firm believer of, and if anybody know me, y'all know that I believe that I'm not gonna, if I love you, I'm not walking away from you in anger. I'm not finna have no crazy argument with you that we are unable to apologize from, because tomorrow is not promised. And I believe in holding on to the sanctity of those types of relationships. And because the last thing you need to do is have a whole ass argument with me and then I leave here and die,
Or you leave here.
or you leave here and die. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, I just talked to her. I just talked to him. You get what I'm saying? And you have to deal with that. That's a whole thing to deal with emotionally.
But I think that's why I also message like, hey, just so you know, I still love you.
Mm-hmm.
I still care for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if need be, if it was hell or high water and there was nothing else you could do, all right, I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have to spend time. I don't have to come over your house. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I disagree with you standing your ground in that space. All I'm saying is that I understand, and I'm listening to you, and I'm taking in the lesson that you give in there. I spend a lot of time not arguing with people that I be wanting to clean, cool, cuss the hell out. Okay, I ain't gonna even lie, and I'd be like, okay, hold your tongue, process this, and then I usually say a prayer, and I'd be like, listen, God, I don't know how you want me to handle this, but my whole flesh me is showing up.
Listen.
And I don't want that for us. You know what I mean? And like, and I don't want that for us. What that's gonna look like going forward.
What's saying? Peace to
What's up,
Kelly.
Kels? How you doing, love? You get what I'm saying? I don't know what that's gonna look like for us, and I know what I would like it to look like. I know what I would like it to be. You get what I mean? How do I move in this space? And so sometimes that means hold your tongue, and sometimes that means
say what you gotta say.
Say what you gotta say. You know what I'm saying? And then do so in a manner that settles right in your spirit and not theirs. You get what I'm saying? Because if you know that you're not malicious, if you know that you're not, whatever the case may be, if you know that, then he knows it too. He has in the Most High Spirit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's where I'm at. That, and so I make a lot of decisions based on that. And I think about some of the people that come across my path, and then we walk past, and I'd be like, oh, what's happening? I'm really not messing with y'all.
My brother just popped on and said him and Spit.
Hey,
signing in.
What up, y'all?
What's going on, bro?
Trying to just tap into that. What up, Kels? Tapping into that part of me. You get what I'm saying? And being at peace with not having to have every argument. Being at peace with not having to fight every battle. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't grasp that. I'd be looking like, oh, don't think that I don't want to napalm you, fam. Because I want to. You get what I'm saying? I'm probably way more scared of God than I am of you.
I think that, but yo, it's kind of funny how things always tie back in. That ties back in way back to the beginning of the conversation, where I was saying, oh, sometimes, like I've learned to center myself because back in the day, if you wronged me or you did something, You can get it, you get chewed out, cussed out, whatever it may be. But that's what that leads back to, right? To where I can be okay not cussing you out. I can be okay not slapping you across the face. I can be okay without none of that, right? I can just be okay just saying my piece in a manner in which befits me. You might not like what I gotta say, but
Right.
what I'm gonna be okay with it. And then dead in it right there. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think that some people don't like some people don't have that capacity to dead it right there. Some people drag and drag and drag and drag and drag and drag and drag. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. They drag it like a wagon.
I don't know. I'm looking, have looked, am looking forward to, you get what I'm saying? Like genuine peace. You get what I'm saying? Like true acceptance. Like just like this. You don't gotta like kick it with me to, you know what I'm saying? So we don't gotta kick the quote unquote Willy Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I understand who you are.
Yeah.
And I respect that. But again, everybody don't gotta like me. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be on the, oh my God, Patrice is so great list for everybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But we talk about expectations, and we mentioned that earlier. I expect
Respect.
the respect, and when you don't do that,
I think
then you should probably expect
disrespect.
an engagement that you may not find pleasurable.
I'll put it to you like this, right? At the end of the day, the easiest thing, respect, is the first thing, such a low thing on a totem pole that if you can't do this on a minor scale, you have no major role in my life.
I think that some people do it on purpose, though. The lack of it is intentional.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I can definitely, but then also some people do that because it makes them feel good about themselves. But this is, or they feel like they got some power.
But does that not make you a shitty person?
If you intentionally disrespect somebody
Mm-hmm.
to make yourself feel better,
Yep.
yeah, it makes you a narcissist and an asswipe.
And an ass wipe. Okay.
Yeah, a bomba clot.
A bomba clot.
No, actually, an ass would be that would be a ras clot, right? Because that's a doo doo towel.
A what?
A ras clot.
I
That's
don't.
what.
Oh,
It's, yeah, ras clot. That's the towel that you use to wipe your ass with,
okay.
if I'm
That's
not
gross.
mistaken.
That's gross. But okay,
But
I understand.
bomba clot is, I don't know if I. It's a lady towel for that time of the month.
That is nasty.
Yeah, Jamaica's got colorful language.
Yeah.
Really.
You just call somebody a period towel?
A period towel, a doo doo towel.
Dude, that's
That's
not
that's
the towel that you use to wipe yourself when you were on your period.
that's
I didn't
that's
know
what it.
that, so I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's what it means. Look it up.
I don't want to. I'm gonna just go on with what you're saying.
But that's the big thing. You know, it just like if you intentionally disrespecting people, then you just ain't shit. You ain't shit, and you deserve to be ain't shit. And I know that sounds horrible and it sounds mean as fuck. But if
Is
you
that in response to someone being disrespected? You get what
well
I'm saying?
no
If you disrespect me because I've disrespected you,
that's different. That's
okay,
sometimes that's a virile response, right?
okay.
And then that just means that we have to learn self control.
Who need to learn self control? Me or you? I'm asking for
No,
clarity.
both people. We are always in control of how we react and interact, right?
Okay.
So even if someone disrespects us, we're still held accountable for our reactions. Sometimes we don't like it. Sometimes we don't want to be. But a sign of maturity is understanding, like, you know what? I don't have to react the way that you want me to react. You want me to fire on you. You want me to pull up. You want me to do this. You want me to do that. I'm not obligated to do that. You know what I'm saying? What I am obligated to do is to protect my motherfucking peace.
Mm.
That's the only thing I'm obligated to do. And if this moment in time not being your ass is gonna protect my motherfucking peace because I realize I got shit to lose and fuck you because I could lose you too, it is what it is. But if beating your ass is gonna protect my motherfucking peace because I ain't got much to lose, then fuck it. Right? So it's all about how you look at it and just the situation. So, but because we are in control of our reactions. Typically, the person that reacts to the initial reaction is the one that get in trouble.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, you didn't have to hit back. You know what I'm saying? And I think our society is so stuck on wanting to get our lick back, not realizing that that's just a toxic way of living. Like, I just got to get my lick back.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it?
But sometimes
I'm just asking.
it is.
I'm typically not a get back person.
You know what I'm saying?
But I believe
I
in
lived it. I lived it. And
establishing a boundary, and I'd be like,
listen, I lived in getting my lick back.
Okay.
I lived in getting my lick back. There was no way you was gonna do something to me or a friend or a family member, and nigga, you wouldn't go feel it later. But living in that's an angry way to live. It's a hard way to live. And then you always thinking petty because you always in petty mode because you always want somebody to do something or you just can't. I wish a nigga would like a cabinet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
So it's one of those things where we legitimately have to learn, especially as adults, to control that. Like, you know what? Yeah, you did exactly what the fuck you did. But I also have the right in my life contract to dissolve your friendship.
It's interesting.
That should not pen in permanent ink, nigga.
Okay. I'm just taking it in. I'm hearing what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I guess I'm always trying to find the softer side of the room. You know what I mean? But I get it. Like, shit, I get it. Woo, I get it.
Hey, Shaniqua. Nikki. But that's the thing though. It sounds brutal and it sounds harsh. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes the separation can happen, but there could always be another meeting. You know what I mean? When minds come together and conversations are had and like, hey, I was like this and and then I was like this. You know what I'm saying? And if it's genuine, then okay. But right now, nigga, this contract can be dissolved real easily. Real easily. You know what I'm saying? Because relationships are just that. Ships. And ships have a direction. Right? And if everything on the ship ain't working right, that goddamn ship either gonna stall or it's gonna sink. You know what I mean?
I'm listening. I'm taking in what you're saying.
And if your ass got a fucking faulty fucking widget somewhere in that motherfucker, or sprocket, whatever it is, and you fucking up the boat, and water's coming on, and you ain't trying to go fix that sprocket, it might just be a plug and play. Oh, you just take this out, slide that back in.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, my bad. I'm sorry. I gotta jump this boat because I'm not finna go down with you. Cause I can get off this boat. I can get on a life raft. I can get on a paddle boat in this motherfucker. I'll paddle my ass for it. I can get on the little jet boat that's on the side of this motherfucker.
I wonder, like in situations like that, like I know that you have to put things into place, and like you said, relationships, our ships, they moving in a direction supposed to be going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think it's still the little. Again, never mind. I know what that was. That was just me making another excuse. I quit. I quit on that. I'm always trying to find the. I know, but
yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I mean, I feel that, but
but
I'm like,
so the thing is, you know the word I hate the least. Well, the word I hate the most.
What?
It's the word but.
I don't like it either.
You know, but is a disqualifier.
Absolutely. And when you make a statement and then you say, but everything you said prior to that is disqualified.
It's dead.
I know.
You ain't mean none of that
Mhm.
shit.
I say that to people a lot.
You just fill in space.
Yeah. Because so what's happened is everything that you said before that. And as soon as you say, but
You know what I'm saying? You ever be talking to somebody like, yeah, you know, woody woo, cool in the motherfucker, but oh, you really don't think this motherfucker cool?
not at all.
And see, you
Not
said
at
after
all.
the but is what you really think.
Yeah, it's what you say after the but. It's what you say after the but.
It's everything after the but is what matters.
And if you want what you said before the quote unquote but to be substantiated, then you got to remove the but
You gotta
because
remove
it's
the
not
but.
this in spite of change it in spite of also in conjunction with.
You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
you can change all of those words. There's plenty of words to use instead of but.
Exactly.
But when you say but, everything you said
Mhm.
before that out of here. I
Exactly.
mean, I love you, but how about don't you say nothing else?
You might want to stop that sentence right there.
I mean, I ain't mean to do it. It's just that what?
It's just that what? You know,
I would have called you, but
you wasn't planning on calling me, more. It just got fun. Exactly. In reality, what you should have said, like, yo, check it out. It was busy. I was doing woody woo, and I didn't call. The but never had to happen because you didn't plan on doing that.
you know the thing about
Or you might have had half-ass intentions on doing some shit.
but that's the thing about thinking about what you say before you say it.
Yeah.
About being genuine and intent when you're speaking.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to there never has to be a but. You don't have to prep me for your bullshit.
Yo, I'm sorry, I got excited because to be honest, like a butt is a prep. It's a disqualifier, and it is a prep. It is. Like you set somebody up,
Yeah.
for a gut punch,
Yeah.
or a rumor,
Or whatever.
or some hate,
Mhm.
whatever it's gonna be. It ain't
You don't
gonna
gotta
be
do that.
good.
Just say what you mean. I prefer Miller High Life. Or I could have said, I would drink a Reds, but I prefer
Miller High Life.
Why do you even have to say that you were drinking Reds?
You,
The Reds didn't have
it had
nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing to do with the conversation.
I take a Miller High Life.
Bam.
They don't got nothing to do with Reds.
Nothing to do with Reds.
Nothing. Now, if you asked me, do I like red? I do like Reds.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
but
Reds.
I prefer a Miller High Life. You
No,
could just
that's
simply say,
different.
like, but you can even say, I prefer Miller High Life.
Mm-hmm. You know,
because not that you don't like it.
See now, but
at that moment it was relevant.
That's what I'm saying. The but is giving relevance to what it is. Like, yeah, I like Reds, but I prefer XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not disqualifying anything. You're qualifying something else because you already qualified that. Yeah, I like Reds, but I like. So that's you're letting people know, like, yes, I can do this, but I prefer this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's why I get mad. Well, not mad about why I get
context matters.
Particular about when people are having conversations about words.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And communication, like, first of all, you cannot change the definition.
You can't
of the word, and without and making us have context collectively. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? So you can't say Nick is short for Shaniqua. Mm-hmm. And you just talking to us like, oh yeah, Nick, such whatever, Nick. We all like, who the fuck is Nick?
Who the fuck is Nick?
You get what I'm saying? And what that so now there's no context here. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Oh, Nick, Shaniqua did what? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, now we have some engagement there. Otherwise, you'd be like, what? Nobody knows.
Who the hell is you talking about? I do not know this motherfucking Nick you talking about.
No, who the hell is Nick?
Who the hell is Nick?
Nobody knows.
Have no idea. Oh, you mean shit. Oh.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So, it just, words, placement matters, and context matters. And context falls under, and placement falls under. Now, what you say
Mm,
by how you say what you say.
that is true.
Because how many different ways can you say nigga?
By changing inflection in your voice and would it mean different
Yo,
things?
definitely
Got
nigga.
whatever.
You know what I
not
mean?
not the eyes and the not the
Nigga,
eyes and the not.
goofy ass, this
Not
old
the
goofy
not
ass
the
nigga.
I'm just saying, not the eyes
Nigga,
and the
please.
stop it.
Nigga, what?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I said all that goofy ass shit to say that context matters. Context always matters.
So we got about 10 minutes left before the show go crazy, right? Before we got to jump off and we
Big
got to talk
facts.
about our promo stuff. So let's jump right into that. First of all, I want to thank you for some great conversation today.
Thank you.
Just good in depth, caring and openness. I appreciate your vulnerability on the on air. You know what I'm saying, and being available to share and go into depth about some of these things. I think the perspective from a man uh, heightens the depth of the conversation, especially when we're talking about these types of things. So I appreciate
Awesome.
you.
I appreciate that. That's
Indeed.
received.
Indeed. So happy days, day by. Got a week going on. Got a week. So it's very important that y'all know that the only thing, and I just have to confirm that too, that there is no wild poetry this week. Okay. There is no wild poetry this week.
No,
There is also no comedy this week.
no.
Okay. And I know we got this odd fifth week in exchange of whatever the case may be that we're here, but just so y'all know, this is where we are. Wild poetry will be gathered up in support of Poetry Unplugged happening
Yes.
at
It's happening at G's Barbershop, right off of MLK and North Avenue.
got times, costs, where to find
Oh,
it.
so check it out. So you can look on my page. You can go to Antoine Kwame Nixon page. You can go to Dia Green page, and woo, listen. It's everywhere on the internet, on Facebook right now. You can just look up Poetry Unplugged pop up, but it's going to there go that butt again. Time is going to be doors open at 7. Show starts at 8 until Qua says it's time to do. so um
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got that going on. So we got the reason. So let me tell you why we don't have WoW this week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I'm gonna be there
Okay.
performing.
Okay.
Zagon is gonna be there performing,
Okay.
and so is Demi Goddess.
Okay.
So this was supposed to be Demi's last week
Mm-hmm.
hosted before she starts her Let It Out
Okay.
poetry set at Tropic.
Okay.
We had to make that last week
Okay.
when QD was here.
Okay. Who
And
rocked, by the way?
yo, listen, if y'all and I'm gonna brag a little bit,
Okay.
you niggas missed the fuck out. Cause QD came in and killed it.
She did.
She came in and killed it. And the 10 people that didn't show up, because that's exactly how many seats I had empty. I counted that shit.
Uh-oh.
What's it got in there? Um,
Hey,
so
shit.
the 10 of y'all that didn't show up,
Mm-hmm.
y'all motherfuckers gonna be mad when y'all start hearing about it and you start seeing the videos out. Like, I wish I was there.
Yeah, she killed.
I wish I was there. But yeah, so that's the thing. Um, it's gonna be a listen. The lineup is crazy for this show, and it's Poetry Unplugged, so we gotta step out, pop out, you know,
And show some love
and
for
show
sure.
some love, definitely.
Indeed.
Um,
On Friday is
and Friday, listen, yo, so check me out. A tribute to soul. This is going to be the soul event of all soul events. If you don't know, it's put on by Pretty Face ENT.
mm-hmm.
You already know Qua's hosting it.
Okay.
Sandra B's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Track Center's going to be there. Joe's going to listen. It's hot. I'm going to say, if you're not there, you're going to regret it. We do got tickets here. We still got tickets here,
We
right?
do have tickets here.
Limited,
Mm-hmm.
very limited.
Mm-hmm.
That means I need to get mine today. Because Milwaukee, we be waiting too long. But a tribute to Soul is going down this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
This Friday, what is it? 6633 West Mill Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, JMJ's. It's gonna be so dope, yo. Like, man, I'm so excited. One of the things the most excited is about that is that literally they have a singer in Clarissa
Mm-hmm.
that's coming from, she's all the way from England.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you she can blow,
Yes, you can.
she can blow. I was so like I'm looking things up for the promo and woo, and I'm like do googling, searching for the music.
Right.
I come across hers, and I'm shocked. I'm like, she got soul in her, and I'm like, okay, okay, all right, and I mean, listen, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. You can go to my page, you can go to Denise Smith page, you can go to Sandra B. Soul's page, you know what I mean? You can go to Jermaine Rideout page, and you can see it. You can see it for yourself. Who's gonna be there? But I can guarantee you that if you're not there, there's gonna be another one of those events that you're gonna be mad because I know everybody gonna be talking about it. Already know everyone gonna be talking about it.
Yeah, this performance list is out of control.
It's crazy.
Like it's out of control. Like I'm excited that we're gonna be there. Definitely Happy Days is definitely gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
there.
we showing up and showing out. We got to be there because that's family.
Indeed, it's going down.
Definitely.
It's gonna be a great time. So we're gonna have some chill moments. Don't think that the Happy Days is not gonna be open. Happy Days will be open. Come in and have some good drinks. The all of the what is that called? The games and stuff will be here if you want to come play game night. We set up the
Hmm.
dartboard. Y'all can have a good time shooting some darts, listening to some music,
Hmm.
vibing with the staff here. Is going to be an amazing crew because Happy Days staff be on deck.
You know how we do.
I'm very excited for them to be on deck for that. Yes, sir.
I forgot to tell them
Hmm.
because even though we don't got wild this week, we got a feature coming up next week.
Okay.
We got a feature coming up after that. Twiggy Stewart is gonna be in the building.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Twigs is gonna be in the building.
Okay.
Y'all need to go check her out. She has an album out
Okay.
called Late Bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Yes, she's a part of this clique called Writer's Block.
Okay.
They got an album out too. You can look them up. But her album, personally, I love it.
Okay.
I think she just now knows that I got it because I never told her that I went and downloaded and bought it.
Hmm.
Because I like to do things without having to make a big pattern, without making pageantry of it, right? But when I tell you, she is so cold. I think she's in Nashville right now
Okay.
on tour.
So she in the process of her tour.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, like she cold,
What type
cold.
of artist is she?
Man, it's like a mix of hip hop, spoken word, um, like even like performance, just straight performance pieces. You got like her delivery is so buttery, but yet powerful.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that's the best way I can like describe it.
Okay.
It
So
is.
make sure y'all check the promo
Mm-hmm.
for that coming. Sorry about that.
Are we good?
Check the promo for that starting I'm sure sometime this week you'll have the
Yep.
promo rotating for that.
Yep.
Also because we have a very special event coming up at the end of May where we are celebrating the ladies, some ladies in comedy. It's gonna be a really dope show. Every Friday in the month of May, there will be comedy. There will be open mics, and then there will be the actual showcase that is happening.
Let's go.
So we'll post that information that'll be
Mm-hmm.
coming up there for you guys as well to be able to check out. So if you think somebody somebody that wanted to come out and do comedy, you think somebody you got a couple
Mm-hmm.
jokes you want to tell, see if you got it, if you can really make a room move, it's probably a good opportunity for that.
Definitely, and that's put on by keep a smile on your face, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Also, I got to give them a shout out. So Junior Smoke Barbecue, definitely Junior's got to talk about Junior Smoke Barbecue. Definitely one of my sponsors,
Okay.
and I got a sponsor that I didn't think I would ever have.
Sponsor for
Wild Poetry,
okay.
Wild Poetry. Now I have to say this correctly. It's Elite
Hmm.
Ms. Wisconsin Earth.
Okay.
So, and this nice lady, Latoya, Dr. Latoya Williams,
Okay.
She's also competing for the Ms. Earth USA or Ms. Earth America.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah, dope.
That's dope.
So it's gonna be like her send off party on the
Okay.
18th. So I gotta talk about that because the amount of money she paid dictates. No, I'm just playing. I'll be playing too much. My sister be looking at me. She be looking at me like this boy. I don't know
Pretty
what he's doing.
much.
Yo, PD Pablo did it first.
We won't.
I'm talking about cigarettes because I drink it and they paying me for
And as we get ready to round up the show for the rest of the day, I want to thank y'all for spending some time with us, hanging out with us, chopping it up with us. Great information. Shout out to Crystal Ship of Control Plus.
Control Plus.
If y'all know what that is. Cappy.
Control. See, that's the
We out
family
here
there.
trying to get it together. Don't forget that on this Saturday also, artist Brandon Boyd is hosting his gallery night here. It'll be an honor to be able to have him and celebrate his artwork. You'll be able to see more of the pictures that he took, learn more about his clothing brands, and get an opportunity to support like some of the art that he has and some of the pictures that he's taken actually have like one of a kind signatures on them. And I know people are like, what are you talking about? Like, if you are into like history, like of the city and the urban culture, then these are some of the images that you definitely want to capture. Like, if you are into urban culture, urban history, especially based in the city of Milwaukee, some of these shots that he got is worth every penny, and they're signed, which elevates the cost. Listen. And the value of it, like the long of it, just is out of control.
He called that click.
So it's extremely important, to have you guys come out and show them some love, check some of that out. And until we get some details, I think the posts are on the advertisers on my page. His stuff is, or you can go on Brandon Branden Boyd to check him out. MIL Clothing Company is him. Billy Clothing Company, that's him also. And in addition to some of these amazing, oh my gosh, his eye is crazy. But to be able to have that all day. Indeed. This Saturday is a gallery day for Brandon. Boy, we held a Happy Days Day bar. Absolutely. Brandon's gallery starts at 6 o'clock. It's a 6 to 10 jig this evening. So be ready.
Yes, gallery night finna go down.
It is. It is finna go down. So DJ New Styles is the DJ for that.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be down. Brandon's real hip hop like. He has a very urban, earthy culture to his clothing line as well as in his artwork, and I'm sure that he's going to represent that.
Like, what time is that gallery night again?
Starts at 6 o'clock.
When?
On the 29th, this Saturday.
Okay. Listen, this is gonna be the end of the week is cracking.
Yeah, it's gonna be
the end of the week is cracking off.
Absolutely, it's going down. So it's been a pleasure talking with y'all. I hope that y'all spend some time with us next week, Monday. And don't forget that every time that we're here, every opportunity we are together, that we're sharing, I hope that you're taking away some positive notes, some that you're willing to leave a couple of positive notes. The online is always open for you to call in. You can call in and talk. You can make a post and make your voice be heard. We'll read your comments and be able to share with some of that. And hopefully that we can add to the positivity of your week with some good vibes, some honesty, and some depth and connections. Until next week, though, it's been absolutely real. Say bye-bye.
Peace.
That's sweet, Crystal. I love you, babe.
Crystal is awesome.
Is she not?